Hello everyone, and welcome to Soul GPS, where we learn to take our life back in our hands after narcissistic abuse. I have a very exciting announcement for you guys today. I'm super happy about this. I finally was able to get my website launched, and I want to thank everyone on Facebook who helped me decide on which URL to use, and it is now officially www.mysoulgps.org. And the link is down below in the description. On the website, if you decide to go and visit, which I hope you do, you're going to find some articles that have been posted previously on Medium, but I'm trying to bring them home and include them in my blog. You will also find my first course. It's a 3-step program called the SOS, Shock, Reorientation, and Strength, which is a quick way, kind of a 3-step program in order to help you find some initial relief shortly after, finding out that the person that you've been with is really not the person you thought you were with, or having uncovered a double life of your partner, or just having come to the sobering realization that the person that you thought you knew was actually a stranger who, rather than supporting you and loving you unconditionally the way that you did, was actually your enemy. So that's a program for you. It is free. All you need to do is sign in so that you can access the course in the library. So I hope you visit it. I hope you leave me some comments, not just actually for me, but also for other users, and we can continue helping each other with our process. So today I wanted to actually answer a question that was emailed to me, that was sent to me by one of my viewers, and I thought I did respond to her already in a kind of a small fashion, because the question was a little bit general. I didn't have enough information to get into the detail, but I also thought about it for a couple of days, and I thought, this is probably something that many people struggle with, and so I decided to make it public. Because this person doesn't realize I'm doing this, I'm not going to quote them or cite them, but I'm just going to stay with the general concept. And the concept basically is, my son or my daughter are getting involved with a narcissistic partner, or they have been with a narcissistic partner, and I'm kind of standing back, watching from the sidelines, seeing, a bunch of red flags. He or she are completely leeching off of my child. They're about to move in together, and so apparently the relationship is deepening. What do I do? Is it okay to create an intervention with my family and talk to them or do something? So my bottom line answer to that question was, when I usually, when I get questions like this, I just go and take a walk and really think about it and try to look at things from multiple directions. What if this, what if that, and so on. And in this case, it was a resounding, resonating yes. I really couldn't really come up with a reason why a mother shouldn't try to take steps to try to help their child from being hurt by a narcissistic partner or a psychopath or a sociopath, especially once armed with this knowledge. Like, once you know this, once you really get this viscerally, this whole phenomenon, this narcissism epidemic, this how you recognize this this behavior, this pattern, and knowing where it leads to, how it always leads to devastation, basically, it's like you have every reason to say something. In fact, I would say that if you don't, it is kind of like allowing the abuse to continue. It's almost like being doubly responsible. You're watching and you're not doing anything about it. So if you ever struggled with the idea of, like, should I say something? Should I help my friend? Should I help my child? Should I help my sister? Should I help? Yes, 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 yes. Now, the key to this is, what do you do and how do you do this? And this is where we're going to encounter a variety of scenarios, a variety of options and opportunities, because it's going to depend on who this person is, how deeply they have been entranced and trauma bonded by the abuser, how far along are they in, you know, and so on and so forth. What is their primary mode of communication? One of the things I asked this person when I was replying to her email was, you know, does your daughter respond better to direct or non-direct communication? Because there's some people who just are best when they respond best when we communicate with them straight up. We just say, hey, you know, of course with kindness, with a bunch of backed up data if we can, you know, like for instance, we can refer them to an article. We can say that this study said this or that, or that this is a very common situation or behavior that happens. It always ends up in this. So the more evidence you have to support your argument, obviously the better. But sometimes, again, it's better to be very straightforward and brief and make an impact that way. And sometimes it is better to take your time, really plan and strategize, and approach the persons a little bit more sort of from the sidelines, maybe drop some hints, drop some suggestions, maybe send a video, you know, of one of the people, therapists or coaches online talking about the topic, talking about a specific topic that really would apply to this particular situation, perhaps sending a psychology article, you know, or maybe taking the person out to dinner and, you know, being in a sort of a quiet, putting them in a receptive mode in order to then voice your concern and let them know that, you know, you've been observing this and you're worried, and genuinely so. And you can just say things like, listen, if this is the case, you know, if this is the case, if you feel that this person might be taking advantage of you, if you have been feeling like you're kind of getting exhausted, like you're being forced to make compromises, you know, like just make a list of the things that you have been observing. You can say, well, this might be a sign that ... One of the things that I did with a cousin of mine who I was worried was getting involved with this person, the jury's still out, I'm not sure, but what I did is I quickly created a list of 10 red flags that I thought would be applicable to this person. And I sent it to her in a message on Facebook, in a personal message. And I said, listen, keep this message. I hope I'm wrong, but in the event you ever start to feel off, you ever start to feel like things are just headed in the wrong direction, go back to this list and reread it and know that I'm here for you if you need me. So you're going to have to evaluate what works best for who, for what person. Maybe this person, what would work best would be to really create a full-on intervention when, you know, you have your family members there, everybody is, you know, sitting down and talking to this person. The key is to not make it seem like they're under attack, because what does a person do when they feel like they're being attacked? They will retreat, and there's a danger of them actually going the other way and rebelling against what is being said and told. That's something that happened to me personally in the past, and when I was involved with someone who was very toxic, and, you know, my family was trying to tell me, and I was just not really listening. So, but also looking back, the style in which they were communicating was a little bit of a weak tea. There was no supporting arguments. There was just like, you know, just kind of throwing ideas out in the air, you know, this person is like the reasons they were giving me that I shouldn't be with them was exactly the opposite of my value system. I'm not a materialistic person. Like for me, it was never important that, you know, a person that I was with was very wealthy or anything like that. To me, it's more about the personal connection. Now it's more about values, making sure we're on the same page with our values and goals. We're in the same place in our life, that there's not going to be a misunderstanding, and I'm going to be very clear about this. Back then it was more like, oh yeah, you know, it just feels good. I would fall into the seduction, get tranced out, trance-induced by somebody who wielded power over me because they knew me better than I knew myself, because they could read people. They weren't so much invested emotionally to the degree that I was. And as you know, getting really entangled with someone from that in that emotional way makes us blinded and makes us not see things that are really there, makes us see things that aren't there, right? It's like seeing all this person who's of average looks, you fall in love, and then suddenly they're the most beautiful person in the world. You know, it works the same way with personality traits. We imagine things that are not there, something that very often empaths and codependents do. So we have to be careful of that. So that person might be doing that. They might be projecting their own desires, their own value systems onto the person that is being abusive, and you as the parent or friend are watching this unfold, and obviously you're concerned. So how do you do this? You know, how do you tell them? Is it better to be, I would say that in pretty much most cases, especially because it is a person who's being abused, so obviously they are going to fit a certain mold of a personality. I think being more gentle but firm is the way to go. So do not stage a personal attack. Make sure you have, these are usually intelligent people, you know, people who fall for these traps are not stupid. I want to really underline this. We are just much more emotional. We're just much more vulnerable. We want to love. We're kind of like, you know, it's like, we're looking at this world, at least I would say that I am this way. I look at this world and I see so much negativity, so much harm, so much pain and suffering. I want to alleviate it. I want things to be good. So obviously I'm going to show up into a new relationship with the best intentions that I can possibly have, and they can be taken advantage of. And you know, this is to be in a way expected, that we're going to encounter more of that in the future, because again, not only that narcissistic people who take advantage of other people are really attracted, not attached, we are the ones who get attached, but they're attracted to us. But not just those kinds of people are attracted to us. All sorts of people are attracted to us because we listen, because we pay attention, because we give energy. We're givers, basically. They're takers. So we're going to have to give it some time to really see, you know, how things progress, how things unfold, in order for ourselves to be able to really see the patterns. And we have to watch not only what they're doing, but we also need to watch ourselves and how we're responding. So it's kind of, it's a big job, you know, it takes a lot of energy and paying attention, but the more we practice it, the better we get at it over time. And so we'll be faster at spotting abuse. I actually have an article I just put it on my website under blog. You can find it, about 5 ways to spot abuse in real time, quickly, as it happens, as it's taking place. I also made a video companion for this, so you can check it out. So my point here was that, you know, the person you're going to be talking to about the fact that they might be victimized by an abuser, you know, realize that it is not a reflection of their intelligence. So make sure you have all your ducks in order as you're going to be presenting this information. You know, maybe make some notes, write down 5, 6, 7 red flags, write down some points, some key behaviors that you know are likely happening. Once you start to present that to this person, it's kind of like my viewers watching my videos. I get these comments and emails all the time, and they're like, wow, what you just described is exactly what I'm going through. Why do people feel this way? Is because I lay out evidence, I lay out examples. So you want to do the same thing when you're trying to talk to your friend, your daughter, maybe even your mother. You know, you might be a child who is super aware of this, and you have a mother who, say, is widowed or you know, have been through a divorce and is now dating other people, and you're seeing this thing happen again to her. You might want to tell her. So it doesn't matter when it's younger person, when it's your age or older, it doesn't matter how different you are. The moment you see abuse, speak up. It is so important, even if what you're going to share will get rejected initially, because it may happen and that person might need some time in order to process this information. But if it does have credibility, if what you say does have validity, and if the seed is of good quality, even if it doesn't fall on the ripe ground just yet, even though it's kind of like, imagine a seed falling on a dry land, parched land. It's not ready yet, but the seed stays there, and one day the rains will come. One day enough information will come to the forefront of this person's awareness and consciousness that it will act just as a rainfall on the seed, and then they'll remember. And then maybe it will be just a keyword, narcissist, or maybe it is going to be something else. Maybe it's cognitive dissonance, maybe it's manipulation, maybe it's toxic, manipulative tactic. Maybe it is, some keyword that will really resonate with them. And that is going to be enough for them to pursue that thread. Go down do research and go down that rabbit hole that is eventually going to bring them to answers and set them on a personal quest to freedom and truth and true love. So, going to wrap up this video now. I think I have given you enough of ideas as to how to best prepare for such intervention. Again, think of it this way. Who is this person and what's going to resonate best with them? Don't think so much about yourself and what you want for them. What you want for them, of course, is empowerment, freedom. You want them to be happy. You want them to be safe. So, of course, it's really important to keep that in the forefront of your mind. But in terms of communication style, forget about you. Think about them. What is going to work best for them? And I think one of the most crucial things you may want to communicate, because, this kind of conversation only opens doors. This kind of conversation will only act as planting the seed. This is going to be just the beginning. So I think one of the most important things that you want to communicate straight up, but also overall, the sense you want this person to be left with at the end of it all is the sense that they can trust you, that you're there for them, and if they ever need your help, they're going to come to you and ask for it. So I wish you guys all the best. Stay connected with that wonderful tool of intuition of yours that you have. Let me know if you have any questions, ideas, comments for this video. Share experiences. And remember to always let your inner compass guide you. I'm sending you lots of love from Poland. I'm back in my home country for a bit. And before I set off on another leg of my journey, and so I'll be seeing you from my home country in the next few weeks. So I'm sending you lots of love, big hugs, and I'll catch you in another video. Ciao. Bye-bye.